No doubt about it, George, Paul Gross is a genuine Canadian star. A guy who's made his name here, stayed here, and has put together the ultimate CanCon resume. We're talking the Red Green Show, the Stratford Festival.
I knew him, Horatio.
And of course, he played the dashing Mountie on Due South.
I am perfectly capable of handling myself in any situation. Oh.
One of the first Canadian series to go primetime in the U.S. And if all that's not enough, well, for good measure, Paul made Men with Brooms, a romantic comedy about curling.
Got any ideas? Yeah. Bury these guys.
Then came something a lot heavier. Paul directed, wrote, co-produced, and starred in a big-budget film about Canada's experience in the First World War, Passchendaele.
Hey, come on! You can't leave us strung out here.
Now Paul has a new movie, a Canadian Western called Gunless. And he's got a new look in it, too, as a long, greasy-haared gunslinger called the Montana Kid, who's looking for a fight.
Is it true you're proposing a gunfight today with Jack?
Sundown.
Oh, showdown with Montana Kid.
Everybody, please welcome back Paul Gross. Hello, sir. All right. How are you? Good. Dude, you made a Western.
I made a Western.
You made a Western. That's like directors want to make musicals, actors want to make Westerns. Did you always want to make a Western?
I never wanted to make a musical.
No.
Well, they're awful, I think. No, yeah, I mean, every actor wants to make a Western secretly. Even if they say they would rather do Hamlet, they actually want to do a Western.
Nice.
You know?
And you play the Montana
But
Kid.
we're in Canada, so I thought, well, we're never going to make a Western. Well, it's not really our form. It's really the American mythology invented by Eastern European immigrants in the 30s.
True. But perfected.
That's nothing to do with history.
No, but perfected by Italian directors.
Perfected by Italians, yeah.
Yeah, with
the spaghetti Western.
Absolutely.
And we have what's really a rigatoni Western. It's kind of like a spaghetti Western, but everyone's cross-eyed.
Well, there is some of that for sure. It's a neat film because it is an American coming to Canada looking around saying, are all you people like this?
Yeah, what's wrong with you people?
Yeah, and you play the American that comes to town thinking,
Yeah.
This movie's called Gunless, and these guys don't have any handguns, which is hilarious.
I know, which is a real impediment since I'm insulted by one of them. I should, you know, have a gunfight and kill him, and he doesn't have a gun. It's baffling to me. You know, somebody has a gun,
Yep.
but it's broken. So we have to get a part.
Yep.
And that's going to take a couple of weeks because I got to order it in. And I just have to sit around with these really weird Canadian people.
Right, and you can't just forget about it because you're a gunslinger who has to honor the code. And
Of
it's
course,
like the
yes.
code. And I thought, my God, you're just like a hockey player. There's this code.
I have to get back out there and hit that guy.
That's right. How much experience with, and be careful how you, actually don't be careful, how much experience with gunplay did you have? Because you have to do all this shit, right? You're in the film. Did you know?
Yeah, none of this.
None of that. Yeah, you were not in a video.
Because it's a period piece.
Right.
This did not appear.
But you wanted to. There are wacky bloopers at the end, so maybe you could have done that.
Well, I mean, I don't know how none of the bloopers got in there where the gun just kept flying out of my hand. Because no, it took quite a long time to learn how to do that. I never handled a gun. When I was in Due South, I had a wedge of wood in my thing, my holster. I never even knew what to call it because it never had a gun in it. What is this thing, I would say?
With a wedge of wood.
A wedge of wood.
So did you...
Everyone else had guns. They were all doing this, and I'd pull out my wood.
That's good. You need to... I'm just happy you said it, not me.
Whoops.
But you, in this film, like and every kid who's ever had a water gun or whatever tries this thing where they try to flip it around. You actually had it down. Did you practice?
I'm an expert now.
Are you now?
Yes.
Yeah.
I am.
Did you practice?
It's a useless skill, but it goes right on that resume, right next to voodoo, mind reading, Colt 45 twirling.
I didn't find that in your bio, the voodoo part.
It's on my updated.
Oh, nice. Did you practice? Did you have to take the gun home?
Yeah, I had to practice for a long time. And you know, it's a Canadian film. We didn't have a lot of money, so I didn't have a gun teacher. So I had I don't know if I told you the story. It's so ridiculous. Somebody gave me a replica 38, and I was practice all the time. I was wandering around my house in Toronto. And throw it through. I was a hazard. It would go through plate glass windows. It would go through the open window of a passing car. It was.
What do your neighbors think?
Well, I didn't actually do it outside very often, you know, at night, kind of. But then one day, a friend of mine was over, and he was leaving, and I was walking him to his car, and I'm spinning this gun on the street, and this cop was going by. He goes, "Arr!" And he says, "Put down the weapon." What? Just put the weapon down. This? Just put it down. Oh, okay. Back away from the weapon. I said, let me explain. I'm doing this movie. I have to be a gunslinger, and this is just a replica. It's not even a real gun. This, he says, is more prohibited than a real gun. I don't understand the logic of that.
It's very illegal, man.
Really illegal to have a replica, but it's not so illegal to have... I don't get it. Anyway.
Well, I mean, I think the thing is that if they don't want a little kid having a replica gun pointing at a cop, the cop shoots a kid, right? Which has happened in other parts of the world.
What's the difference between it was a replica or a real gun?
No, fair enough. I think they're all...
They should just be... Anyway. So then the funny part of it, though, is he says... Kind of, yeah. So I got away with my illegal activity with a replica gun. But then he says, when it's all done, he says, you can't have this, I have to take it. I said, all right. He says, I suppose, though, you really want to be able to do something like this. I said, are you busy? Do you have like an hour and a half you could kill in the service of Canadian cinema? Because you could come into my house and help me. He says, no, I have to go and fight crime.
Best cop ever. Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. But you got it down.
I got it down. I tell you, the really long one, the 8-inch barrel one, that's very hard to spin.
The one thing in the film is that you are wearing arguably the best/worst hair ever in this movie.
Yeah, it's unbelievable, eh?
This long, scraggly...
Like 80s metalhead hair.
Yeah, like ladies, listen, if you go, oh, and 10% of you men, if you look at Paul and you go, oh, I'm going to go watch him because he's hot, he's a gunslinger in this film. He's very filthy in this movie. What was with the hair, though?
Well, George...
There's on the right. Look at that on the right. There's a Passchendaele, and then there's you being smiley, and then there's that guy.
And then there's hair. You know, have you ever made a decision that you wish you could go back on?
Every day, dude.
This was it. This is the hair decision, where I woke up inspired one morning and thought, I should have long hair. Now, I know nothing about hair extensions, but I'd heard about them. So I said, and they should be hair extensions. So I talked to the person who was doing the hair in Vancouver. She said, well, you know, we could do a good wig. No, it will be hair extensions. And she said, are you sure? Because, no, I don't want to hear any arguments. This is what it will be. All right, she said. Well, it takes like 12 hours, and they nail gun this stuff into your skull. And it's really neat for about half an hour.
Right.
And then it just starts becoming ridiculous. I don't understand how you have long hair. It's stupid. It's in your mouth. It's in your food. You wake up and it's stuck up your nose. It's like, it is the worst thing to have. And then on top of that, we're shooting in this place in Osoyoos, which is absolutely gorgeous. Yeah. But it's a desert. It's the northern edge of the Sonoran Desert in Lower Okanagan. It was 45 on the set, which I looked up, by the way, is 312 in the Kelvin scale.
312.
312.
Sounds way cooler, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's 312 out here. That does sound hot. And apparently hair has cuticles. I did not know this. Yeah. I don't know what that means, but they opened. This is all the scientific stuff side of the story.
Your weave opened.
It opened up, and then the dust got in, and it crawled up. So it looked like, I can't even describe it.
I did get a kick out of it.
It's like this. But the one side... the one side looked like Princess Leia on steroids. It was stuck out like this, and the other one was hanging down. And then they gave up. They couldn't even straighten it out, so this side came off. So then I would try to go around town, like to go have something to eat, and I looked unhinged. I had like no hair, okay hair.
They're like, man, thank God TMZ is not TMZ, because PaulGross is in trouble up here. When we come back, we're going to run them through our little game we call 220. We'll see how fast.
Is this harder than the flag? Because I
saw that flag thing. The flag with Kanon last night.
I can't do that flag stuff.
Kanon did a pretty good job last night, but I think you can handle 220.
He didn't get one of them.
Okay. He got them all. 220 with PaulGross when we come back. What's the most embarrassing song on your iPod? All right, come back tomorrow, everybody. One of the biggest rock stars of our time, Meat Loaf, will be here. We'll just call him Meat. Plus, from the hit show True Blood, Michelle Forbes. Both tomorrow in the hour. We're back here on the hour. PaulGross is here. All right. You ready to play?
Okay.
All right. So yesterday on the show, Kanon waving flag. We made him guess flags. He did okay. Okay is a stretch. 220, I'm just going to run a bunch of things by you quickly. And
I just have to answer.
Yeah.
Like a Rorschach test.
Right. Now, to make you feel comfortable.
Word association.
Yeah, I'll tell you there's nothing wrong.
Mother. Okay.
Roll the animation. Not counting yours, what's the best Western ever made?
Butch Cassidy.
Best Western or Holiday Inn?
Butch Cassidy. No, son. Holiday Inn.
Okay. Which is better? Which is the better side to be on, the law or the outlaw?
It depends on the period of history, but it's an outlaw.
Okay. You've always wanted to make Western, sort of. You made a Western. What's the role you're dying to play right now?
A cop.
A cop?
Yeah. Or a diamond thief.
Okay. I think you've played a cop before.
Yeah, I've done that. Okay, diamond thief.
What's the most embarrassing song on your iPod? It must be.
It's one of mine.
No way, really?
Yeah.
Which one?
Santa Drives a Pickup.
Amazing.
It's just sort of a vaguely homoerotic song. That's just so weird. I don't know how we ever did that.
It's on your iPod?
It's not like I listened to it. I had it there to play it for somebody, honestly. I don't play it all the time.
If you're driving, though, and it comes on the shuffle, what do? Do you stay
quickly
with it?
move.
You get rid of it. So we'll never see you in a musical. We found that out. Who's a bigger outlaw? Is it Billy the Kid or Montana Kid?
Montana Kid.
That's his character, by the way. John Wayne or Clint Eastwood?
Clint Eastwood.
Line dancing, square dancing, or dirty dancing?
Dirty Dancing.
What's more intimidating, shooting a gun or shooting a film?
Oh, shooting a film.
CSIS or the Mounties?
I don't know what CSIS does. The Mounties.
The Mounties.
They're good.
Refusing to shower after playing hockey, is that personal choice or coward's way out?
I think that's just personal. It depends on who's at home, I guess. They might like it.
Fair enough. What would you rather have, the power of love or the power of now?
I don't even know what that means.
Eckhart Tolle, in the moment, the now, being in the now. The power to be in your moment.
That sounds ridiculous. I'll go for love.
I love that. All right, so, not counting Passchendaele or Men with Brooms, what's the best Canadian film of all time?
Gunless.
Not counting Gunless or
The best Canadian film of all time? I think my favorite is Going Down the Road.
Oh, that's a classic, isn't it? That song did not make you smile for a lot of that. I like It's All Gone Pete Tong, Michael Dow's film.
That's good.
Really, really good film. What's more frightening?
Porky's.
Porky's is a great film, for sure. She unleashed Kim Cattrall on the world. What's more frightening, a great white shark or the ravages of time?
A great white shark. They're big. They have teeth. What's that? That's insane.
This is a nearly...
Are we going to do more of these?
One more.
Okay.
I don't know if you can answer this question.
I'll try.
The Tragically Hip or Blue Rodeo? Ooh. It's a trick question.
That's like Sophie's Choice, man. That's a horrible question.
There is no answer. The film is called Gunless. It's in theaters tomorrow. Please go see it. Paul Gross, everyone.